Let's go ahead and talk about release. Releasing all that does not serve you. Right? Sometimes it's that easy. Just exhale. What I'm going to do is talk about 3 different ways that you can do that. And the first is one of my personal favorites, and that is grounding. And that is when you go out into nature, out onto the earth, and you do this barefoot. You place your feet on the earth and you release whatever it is that doesn't serve you. You can think about it in your mind. You say the things in your mind and you say them out loud. I release X, Y, and Z, whatever those things may be for you. And you can do this on the dirt, on the grass, on sand, in the water, whatever is most accessible to you or most desirable to you. And you want to try to do this at least once a week. I'm sure you can do it more than once a week, but you want to try and do it at least once a week. Once you start practicing more and more, this will hopefully become part of your daily routine or daily ritual. So as you place your feet on the earth acts like a magnet, right? It sucks out all that negative energy, all the negative toxins. Another way that you can ground is to place your palms on a tree. Or you can sit by the tree, or I'm sure you've heard this term, you can hug the tree, right? Be a tree hugger. And the tree helps to remove or absorb the negative things, the things that no longer serve you, right? Just like how you exhale carbon dioxide, the trees take that in and then they give us what we need, which is oxygen. So it's the same principle, it's an even exchange. So release. We used to do this naturally as children, right? Just play outside barefoot, and then you start wearing shoes and it blocks the soles of your feet from releasing. So, there are definitely parts of the world where people walking barefoot is a normal, consistent practice. It's not even considered a practice. It just is a way of life. But you can implement grounding and being barefoot back into your daily routine, back into your daily life, and allow your body to naturally release. Allow your body and the earth to do what they're naturally made to do. Connect with each other, and provide each other with the things that are needed. So another form of release is taking a bath in sea salt. Salt is essential and very powerful in removing negative toxins from the body, right? So you can, they sell it at the dollar store. They sell it at, basically any drugstore, supermarket. They have sea salt. There's pink Himalayan salt, there's regular sea salt. You just pour that into your water and submerge yourself into it. If you live by an ocean, even better. Go take a dive, dip, soak your whole body in it. But if you don't have that by you, you can create that for yourself. Just pour that salt into your tub and soak yourself in that. Some people don't have a tub to soak in, so what you can do is get a bucket, and you want to do the same thing. Fill it up with water, put the salt in it, and then put your feet in there. Because again, a lot of things are absorbed through the soles of the feet. So just like grounding, when you put your feet into that salt water, the salt will suck all of that, all of those toxins out of your body. It naturally helps you release. And you want to make sure that the water is hot, not cool, not cold. Make sure it's hot, because again, the heat opens up your pores and allows things to come out. So you want to go ahead and submerge yourself in that salt water as much as possible. If I lived by a beach, oh my gosh, a warm water beach, I would be in that water consistently. But like I said, if you don't have that privilege, just use your tub or a bucket. Fill that up with some hot salt water and you're good to go. Sea salt, not regular table salt. Sea salt, sea salt, sea salt. And allow yourself to just release. And a third way that you can practice releasing is simply to write it out. Write out, whether it be in a paragraph form or in list form, write out the things that no longer serve you, and write out the things that you want to remove, release, let go of, and then read it to yourself quietly, in your mind, and then say it out loud. Repeat it out loud so that you become fully conscious of what it is that you want to release, so that you can hear it. You hear it internally, and then you hear it externally, and then that allows it to become more real. And there's power behind your words. So you're speaking these things with intention, with power into existence. And once you say it, you can go ahead and tear that paper up. You can burn it, because that in itself is also an act of releasing. You've thought about the things, you've written them down, named it, and you're doing the act of releasing. Now, don't think it ends there just because you wrote it down and you burned it up or you tore it up. It doesn't end there. You can't just think about it and that's it. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. And writing it down is part of the work. You have to take it the next step. And of course, you can combine all three. That's the goal, is to do all three of these and more. And later on in a future video, we'll talk about release in more detail, with some different options that you can do for release. But for now, you can practice grounding, practice soaking yourself in sea salt, and you can write out the things that you want to release and actively go about making sure those things actually get released. Don't just say it, don't just write it, do it. You've written it down, now it's real, it's in your consciousness, it's out there in the universe. Go ahead and co-create in the universe and make that release real for yourself. I hope these 3 tips have been helpful. Like I said, in the future, we'll talk more about release and, of course, some other things. Ashe.